Can you please tell me your name and where you're from?
My name is Natasha Limbu. I'm originally from Nepal, Dharan, but I've been living in London in UK for about 8 years now. And originally I was living in East London near Myland, but now we moved 3 years ago. My whole family we moved here in Essex in Dagenham. So yeah.
Are you living with your parents or your other extended family? Could you please tell me something more about your family?
Well, back in Nepal, when I was in Nepal, we had a very big family, joint family. I lived with my grandma. We had like uncle, my cousins. It was a really nice, big family, you know. But when we moved here, then it was just like my family, like my mom, my dad, my brother and me, and later on my grandmother, my mom's mother, she joined us as well. So we are a happy small family living in Essex.
Happy small family.
Yeah.
Would you prefer your life in the future joint family, nuclear family? What would you like to in your own family?
To be honest, I'm not really sure about that. It really depends, but I'm like up for both. It depends. Like if I would love to live with my parents, even when I'm when I get old, when I get married, I would love to have them in with my family. And yeah, it depends. To be honest, it's too far for me to really judge what I want to be doing, but I'm open for it.
Yeah, because Asian people, they always talking about family values. Yeah. That's the reason. And what age did you come to the UK?
I just turned 16 when I came in UK, and so it's been quite a long time now. But yeah, so that I'm sorry. It's because I came when I was 16. So most of my childhood memories, you know, like it's from Nepal, so it's really imprinted in me. Like I'm like, even I came here and I've kind of like got used to British culture, British the lifestyle. I'm still so much Nepalese inside. So yeah, that's the reason I was telling you that I wouldn't mind having a joint family. And I always love the fact that, you know, because for me family comes first. No matter what you do, where you do, family comes first. Because if you don't have your family, then you're basically nothing. You're not a very happy person, because there's nothing, your happiness or whatever you want to do, there's no one to share. So that's why family comes first to me.
Did you have any cultural shock when you arrived in your teenage age?
Oh my God, there's lots, to be honest. I don't know where should I start with. Yeah, I was, to be honest, I was quite excited to come to like different culture and to know about, because because where I used to live was a very small town, and we didn't have a very, it was a very small town, and you know, we didn't get to meet like international peoples. So it was very like Nepalese small community. And so I was watching like, you know, those movies, English movies. I was really curious about how other people are, how their culture were. So I was very excited when I came here. And yeah, it was a bit of shock, because I stayed in East London and they have a different accent, and they have like a Cockney accent, which was very difficult for me to understand at the beginning. And I did suffer a little bit. But it's like a very funny story, because I was in a school bus. I tell this story to my friend all the time. I was in a school bus, and we were going for a dance program. And it was a very lovely sunny day, and it was quite warm at the time. And she goes like, "It's very hot." And I was thinking, what is hot? Like, because you know, like in our language there's a word called "ho" as well. So I was like, "Oh." So I was very confused what they were telling me, I was very alienated by all these new words, new cultures, new people. And yeah, but thankfully there was this Nepalese guy who was quite younger than me. He used to treat me like a sister, and we were in same class. So he kind of introduced me to this lovely girl. Her name is Victoria, and she was my first friend in UK. And she always stick together. We always stick together, and she helped me through lots of things. And yeah, till this day, like we are still good friends. And to be honest, she's getting married as well. Like it's very exciting. She's getting married in 3 months. So yeah, that was my story. And it did take me a while to adjust to the whole, to digest this whole new experience that I was experiencing. Yeah.
So you were talking about the dance. So you are very into dance and culture events as well.
Yeah. I don't remember when I started dancing, because I've been all my life I've been dancing. And to be honest, I really can't remember. Like, all I remember is I have been dancing all the time, like all my life. And my dad, thankfully, he's very supportive of me. Whatever I do, he's very supportive, and he loves dance generally as well. And when I was small, I used to go to different shows. I used to perform in different shows, and he was like kind of my personal manager / cameraman. He used to record all of my dance, and I still have like the stack of these cassettes with different programs and my different dance and stuff. Yeah, so yeah. And when I came here, this dance is different according to the cultures. And in Nepal is very traditional dance, and I grew up dancing in that way. And here is been populated by all this hip hop and all sort of dance, like tango as well. So because London is very multicultural, it's very diverse, and you get to meet different kind of people. At the same time, you meet with different kind of people and different kind of culture. You meet different kind of like traditional dance, and the influence from that as well. So yeah, it was very, very, very interesting as well. And, I still do it sometimes, but it's part of me. It's never going away from me.
With due respect to all Asian parents, most of them, they do prefer like their children should be like go to engineer or doctor. Why you chose very different kind of the career, like you are doing style in what exactly
yeah,
that means?
I'm sorry, I haven't said that word. I'm actually emerging fashion stylist. I did my foundation. I just finished my foundation in personal fashion stylist, and I'll be doing another short course, which is going to be advanced editorial styling. The reason why I did that is actually a very long story. It took me quite a while to figure out why I really wanted to do that, and it starts from back my childhood. And since I was like little, I used to dance. I was like very into artistic work. I used to love painting and dancing. That's been my passion for all my life. And when I came here, I did a little bit. I did my college. I even did I went to university to do accounting, but I realized that that's not my passion, and that's not something that I really wanted to do for the rest of my life. So yeah, I had to do a little bit of research to find out why I wanted to do that. And thankfully, I'm really lucky that my parents, they are very supportive of me. Like, no matter what I want to do, they're always there for me, and they always support me. My dad is a very funny one, because not in that sense, I'm just saying, like, he's really cute, because I told him that I wanted to do fashion styling, and he, first of all, he was like, why do you want to do that? You always wanted to do something, and he's always like telling me stuff, but at the end of the day, he kind of like warms up to it, and he was like, okay, you want to do styling, that's awesome, like, I got this magazine, you want to read it, it's very exciting, there's this exhibition. So he kind of like, he's my fan no matter what I do. So yeah, I'm very blessed because some children's, some people are not lucky enough because they do struggle, and because you're struggling as a stylist, or you're struggling as whatever field you want to do. Plus, if your family is not supported, then that's a really big struggle emotionally as well. Yeah.
So can I say then Natasha is daddy's girl? Because you're talking more daddies, not mommies.
No, my mom is supportive as well. It's just that my dad, he does funny story things, so I just came along. But yeah, my mom is very supportive as well. See, no matter what I do, she's always, okay, you want to do it, just go for it, this is that. And she's very proud of me, like, she always goes, when I'm by myself, she's like, okay, are you sure you want to do this, that? She gets a little bit critical, but with other people, she's very proud to show that what I'm doing and stuff. And yeah, and I think they have to be critical because it kind of keeps you between the in the border. So
how often do you have your interaction with your own Nepalese community youth?
Well, when I was in university, we used to keep like lots of contact and stuff because I was very exposed to Nepalese community. But being here, it's a little bit hard, but I just try. But the thing is, like, we have this Nepalese community in Dharan, and yeah, I kind of like plan stuff like the programs, and I try to bring all the youth together, so that we can perform something Nepalese to keep, so that they remember as well, cultures, how we have been growing up and stuff. Because I kind of realized that the next generation, of my generation, the next generation, they're very, very detached to our own culture, and they don't know. And I think it's not really their fault as well in some sense, because they've been grown up here, and they kind of like they only know British culture. So I think it's our responsibility that we kind of show them where we come from and our roots, because you can disappear if you don't. So I try my best to still still get engaged with Nepalese community. So I'm working where I'm living first, where I live, and later on then after that. But yeah, that's been my story for now.
I will just go back again. You were talking about your hometown. Actually, where your hometown is in Nepal is though a small country, but the exact your place. I just wanted to curious to know your hometown.
Oh, my hometown it's in Sunsari district, and the place is called Dharan. It's a very small town, but one thing I like about it is like it's a very organized town. People are very like neat. Yeah, people are very how do I explain this? Yeah, I would say if you go there, you'll see what I mean by that. They're very organized with everything, and there's not much. It's not like Kathmandu. You can see lots of exciting historical place, but it's still a lovely place, and I very much enjoyed my childhood being there. And yeah, one of the thing is like Dharan is quite close to India, so you will see like lots of like Indian people around there as well. And I kind of grew up with the both cultures, so I would say I didn't grow up only as a Nepalese. I grew up like in between Nepalese and Indian culture, and yeah, I think because of that I can speak Indian as well, which is quite good for me here, because it's quite like it's quite it makes my life easier to interact with other people as well. Because when you know other people's culture, then you're just like they just like warm up to you. So
that means you much influence with Bollywood stuff, Bollywood dance.
Yeah, I have been influenced. That's my childhood, to be honest. Like I used to watch all these Indian movies. My grandma, she lived in India as well, because my grandpa was an army, like Indian army, so she lived there for quite a while, and she was really like influenced by Indian culture as well, and she loved Indian Bollywood movie. And I remember on weekends we used to have that there used to be like this and I think it was every Saturday they used to have like this like Bollywood movie all time, like whole day they used to be like Bollywood. They used to show Bollywood movies, and my grandma used to stay from like I'll say like midday to like evening stuff watching it, and Bollywood movies are quite long anyway, so I remember just like spending my time like that for my weekends watching movies and stuff.
Do you have ever any chances to meet any Dharanis in the UK?
Well, I do. I even have like some few classmates that I met her. But the thing is, they live really far away. They live like outside London, so it's not possible for me to meet them on a regular basis. But I have met them. Like some of them, we do like we have this gathering, like not Nepalese, like more like Limbu, right? Because we have like different cultures even in Nepal. So we have like this Limbu gathering, and I met her there. So it was very nice to meet someone from your from your country, and like not even country, like from your town.
Okay,
interesting. Yeah.
Back to UK again. How did your parents' side adapting life in the UK? Did you see your parents' perspective? How they find? Do you guys have ever discussed about migrating from one country to another? That kind of family talk do you do with your parents?
With my parents, no, we haven't really talked like that. But I do know, like I think I know reasons why they migrated to UK. It was a very big decision, but for them, like coming here was an opportunity, not only for themselves but for us, for our future. And they came here to invest on our future, like me and my brother, and that's their biggest, the most important thing, the most important aim of their life, so that we can get the best education, we can get the best of our life, and basically make the best of ourselves and live a comfortable life. And they did struggle a lot, and I've seen my mom struggle a lot when she came here. It's quite hard to get job in London, as it is. It's not getting any easier. And she used to have three jobs. She used to go in the morning, like from 5 p.m. to almost like 3 hours. She used to come home, then she used to go to another job, and then after that she used to go to another job as well. So she just like had 3 jobs. She was very busy, and it was quite hard for her as well. And my dad, he still works very hard. He does like more than 12 hours, and it's quite sad. And because I'm a struggling stylist, fashion stylist as well. So I love to just I want so that they don't have to work so hard.
Compared to your local counterparts, your fellows, those who are in native this country, and you, did you ever feel that still any discrimination, like getting any kind of opportunity, job? Do you have any personal experiences?
Personal discrimination? I haven't really sensed in that way. Like I haven't sensed it in when it comes to job and stuff. I haven't sensed it in those sense, but I do often see ignoring people with things, because Nepalese people, they can look very Oriental Asians, like Chinese and like Japanese and stuff, and they come to you. It's just like I was walking and this person just came random to me and like goes ni hao ma, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. It was very but I kind of laughed it out, because sometimes people are not doing it to intimidate you. Sometimes they just do it so that they can get to know you. They just want to trying to find a way to talk to you. So I can understand that, because the thing is, like, I don't want to be offended or get affected by this kind of small matters, because So Natasha,
Would you like to work continuously in you follow your passion, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever think to be a successful entrepreneur, earning monies apart from your passion?
Well, my passion, like the one I'm doing, fashion stylist, is very entrepreneur. I assume, because being a fashion stylist is it's like you are the business. You have to do everything by yourself. You know, you are on control of everything, and it's like it is much like owning your own business, because you are your business. You know, and yeah. And I'm really thankful that, you know, coming to this decision wasn't easy. And you know, my influences like Prabal Gurung, just looking at him, he's very inspirational. He had made so much out of his life. You know, he's a very well-known Nepalese fashion designer in America. So yeah, it was one of my biggest inspiration. And you know, watching it feels like, you know, when you see someone who's doing really good, you look at them and you feel like, okay, if they can do it, then you can definitely do it as well. It kind of like puts positive thoughts and positive energy in you. So, and I'm a big believer of, you know, positivity. It can lead you to so many ways, to good ways.
Yeah. So, Natasha, you are seeing yourself 5 years later in somewhere nearby Prabal Gurung.
Yeah, I would love to. Prabal Gurung, like, just meeting him in person makes me very exciting, because sorry, I'm just going into fan girl mode. So yeah, it'll be very interesting and very exciting as well, because as I told you, he is my inspiration. Because first, when I wanted to go to fashion, I thought to myself, would I ever make it? It's such a big industry. It's very messy. You know, it can get very messy. And I saw him, and you know how he is. And with social media, it makes it so easy for you to just get to know the person you want to know, like these big celebrities and designers. And yeah, he's been my biggest inspiration. I look up to him. It's like my mentor. He's like my mentor. But he doesn't know, but I know that he's my mentor.
Forget about your fashion at the moment. Forget about your dance. Forget about your passion and dream. If we got to give you one exact date only for Natasha, how would you like to spend that moment as a young girl Natasha?
Oh, that's a hard question, because there's so many things, you know. Like, you can't really choose one, because one can't fulfill you. You know, one is too incomplete to describe that moment. And but as I said, I'll always choose family, because you know, my moral is like, if you don't have family, if you don't have people that you can share all of this experience and all of your success, then that success doesn't really have value to it. It's nothing.
It's not a typical question, but I would like to ask. You are very into your family.
Yeah.
Do you know how to cooking then?
Yeah, I do. I cook a lot. I don't know about the skills, but I do cook a lot.
So you like cooking?
Yeah, I cook a lot. Yeah, I love cooking. But my mom, I can't exceed her. She is the best cook ever. You know. Yeah.
So living in abroad, it doesn't mean that you always depends on microwave food. That's why. But you know the cooking.
No.
Would you like to say something about for our new generation?
The new generation, like now, to be honest, now that you know, if you just look at this new trend, it's all about being healthy. It's all about eating right. So I would say, like, people are going in that sense. People are going in the right way. But cooking wise, yeah, like, you should also know, you know, apart from all this foreign foods, like you should also know how to cook your own cultural, traditional, you know, food and like cuisines and stuff. Get to know about them, because when you know about it, then you know you can show to people as well, you know. It's quite impressive to say, like, because some people don't even know their language, some people don't know what their own traditional foods are, you know, their cuisines and stuff. So it can be quite, yeah, a way to show that, you know.
I would like to ask one very interesting question. Being a Limbu girl, being a Nepali girl, and living in UK, what would be your best cuisine or food if you give it preference or choices? Two things, Nepali food and then English food. I would like to know from Natasha.
Two foods. Well, for Nepalese food, as we know, all Nepalese people are very into momo, called dumplings, as I am. But I also like celery. You know, it's like, it's kind of like linked to our, you know, our festival. So it kind of reminds me of my hometown. When I eat that, it just reminds me of all the things that we did, you know, like as a child. So yeah, I'll say that.
Celery,
but you can't really choose one thing.
Yeah.
But you can't really choose one thing. One thing, as I told you, one thing is incomplete. It's not full, you know.
How about mashed potato and like pudding kind of English food?
Actually, you know what? I actually like, for when you come to talk about mashed potato, I actually like deru.
Deru?
Yeah, it's so nice. Deru and like dal and something like that. It tastes really lovely.
Yeah.
You don't get to eat that more often, but I love that. And when it comes to English, I actually love English breakfast. Sorry. Yeah, it's quite nice. But apart from that, I actually love spaghetti, and you know, I'm really into Korean cuisine, because they are very spicy, and you know, there's very rich in flavors, and it kind of like, again, it reminds me of my own traditional food. So you know, when I'm craving for something, my own traditional food, I'll just go to Korean, because it's quite similar in some sense, like taste wise. So yeah.
Talking about the Korean food, don't you think so many Nepalese youth are too much influenced by Korean styles nowadays? Do you have anything to say about it? Korean style, Korean movie, Korean hairstyle, all kind of stuffs.
Yeah, they do. Like I kind of got, actually it's a very interesting thing, because I kind of got into fashion a little bit watching Korean, you know, Korean fashions and stuff, and you know, because with Korean culture, they're very into presentations, into like, you know, they're very perfectionist. And yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that, you know, many youth people, they're attracted towards that culture and stuff. But their culture is quite interesting as well, if you think about it. And again, you know, not only Korean, I'm really open for any culture, but it kind of like, you know, we all have something that interests us. And yeah, because one of the thing is they like, you know, like new generation, they're really into hip-hop dancing stuff, and Korean people, they do that a lot, you know. And I think that's one of the reasons why they got this influence, and they are getting not only in Nepalese, if you think about it now, that their influential power is getting really stronger when it comes to even technology, in fashion. Many designers, they go to Korea to actually look for influence, because they're very innovative. And yeah, dance, so it's not only Nepalese youngster, it's like more like globally. That's all I'll say.
Did you ever think as a stylist to put your own Nepalese theme into your style, your fashion?
Yeah, it always comes with it. Like, even if I said I don't want to, it's always there, because that's part of me, you know. And styling is not just putting clothes together. It's about what you want to say, you know, who you are, your own, you know, your personality comes out And because in Nepalese culture, you know, and if you look at the fabric and if you have the prints, they're very colorful. They're very, like, you know, you can see different patterns stuff. So I have been really, you know, into it as well. So when if you see my styling work, there's lots of patterns and there's little different colors, and yeah, you see that a lot. And even in the future, I wanted to do something that shows more of my culture in my styling. So yeah, that's a project that I'm thinking about.
Thank you so much, Natasha.
Thank you.
It was wonderful meeting you. Anything else to say at the end? And I would like to mention your parents' name at the end, so I would like to know their name as well.
Yeah, sure. My dad's name is Hari Prasad Limbu, and my mom's name is Kamala Limbu. I would say my brother as well, because he's someone. He is really, you know, he means a lot to me as well, because he always supports me. So it's important that I say his name as well, and his name is Ashish Limbu.
We love to see stylist Natasha someday in a glamorous and glittery famous role. Wish you all the best for you.
I hope so as well. But last not the least, but one thing I do want to say is, like, even though I am working towards becoming a fashion stylist, one thing that I really do want to do for Nepal is I want to work with kids, because education, especially because you know, our system is very theoretical. There is no practicality, and also people who have like mental disabilities. It could be some people have like minor. When you call mental disability, people get scared, but it's something we all have to speak about. It's something that, you know, learning disability is something that, you know, it's a very big thing. And, you know, people with learning disability doesn't mean that they can't do good in their life, but this matters is being very, like, you know, underestimated. It's not spoken about. Not many people have knowledge about it, and I think this is something we should speak in schools in Nepal, so that, you know, people can, you know, our generation, new generation, can benefit from it, and, you know, they can express themselves. And, you know, yeah, also doctor, engineers, everyone, they are important, but, you know, artists creativity is really important, because without innovations, without creative minds, we can't really go forward. We can't, you know, so it's really important.
Thank you, Natasha. Thank you.